You're watching ESPN's Feast Week, presented by Lowe's.
Welcome to the AdvoCare Invitational Tournament at ESPN's Wide World of Sports at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. It's a home state game this afternoon at the HP Fieldhouse as the Miami Hurricanes meet the Florida Gators. It is great to be with you alongside former All-American and NBA All-Star Brad Daugherty. I'm Mike Morgan. This is how we've gotten to this point. Again, Gonzaga already the championship. They won the game against Iowa State in a thriller, 73-71. The Cyclones had a chance to win it with the final shot. Florida Gators have a chance at third place, led by Kayvon Allen.
Kayvon Allen is a fire plug of a player, can absolutely do it all. Scores from multiple angles on the floor, good defender, rebounds the ball. Going to keep your eye on Mr. Allen tonight. He's very good.
Jaquan Newton, a very dynamic and explosive point guard.
He can absolutely shoot the lights out of the basketball. And, again, takes care of the ball. Good assist guy. Does a great job running the show. It's going to be fun to watch those guys go head-to-head.
Miami's going to go small. They've mixed it up. They've added an extra guard in Bruce Brown. So Newton, Lawrence, Reed, Brown, and Murphy the starting five. Same five for the Gators, including John Egbunu, who is a force down low. Gators in white, the Hurricanes in orange. A rematch of these two teams who have faced off against one another in the last two regular seasons. The Hurricanes getting the better of both of those matchups.
I would expect this game to be a very highly contested game. We've had some great games all day long in this past week, but this is for the Florida title. So these two schools are very competitive. This will be fun to watch.
Egbunu forcing that one, but Murphy got him on the arm. You've got two things, Brad. You've got in-state, and we've got SEC, ACC.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a big game for both of these teams, as we talked about earlier in the week. Getting toward the tournament, having that resume, having those quality wins over opponents that, and I think even more so for Florida. I think that Miami perennially is a good program that gets into the NCAA tournament and usually plays very, very well under Coach Larinaga. So I think this could be a great opportunity for Florida.
For more on that, we check in with Andy Katz.
Well, there was a starting lineup change where Miami Hurricanes head coach Jim Larinaga told me he's going with Bruce Brown at the start at the point guard position, in large part because he said we need to start averaging about 16 assists a game. He says in the last 3 games it was 10, it was 6 and a 10. This way allows Reed to get a little bit more active and not have all that pressure to distribute the ball. So he likes having Brown in there to be sort of that focal point to get everything going.
Andy, thanks. We'll see if Miami's lack of size by going small hurts them at all. Florida's got a pretty imposing front line with Egbunu.
Makes a lot of sense for Miami. Try to get the possessions up, take the turnovers away, try to eliminate some of the turnovers, get quality shot opportunity. Obviously, the more shots you get, the more opportunity you have to score the basketball. So Brown's a good addition because of his ball handling ability.
This is Hill on a strong take, missed it with the left hand.
Got deep into the lane, would like to finish that shot, make those layups.
Newton, speaking of getting deep into the lane, this guy a terrific penetrator, but he misses 2 from close range.
Yeah, Egbunu, I mean, he is such a dynamic shot blocker. He altered that shot and put a lot of fear into the opponent as he went up to shoot.
We know how big Gonzaga is. Egbunu had 4 blocks.
Yeah, he's had back-to-back 4-block nights.
That's right.
Absolutely dominating around that glass.
Gators out to an early 3-0 lead. It's Devin Robinson on the bucket. Devin Robinson now as a junior has really elevated his play.
Yes, he has. Long-ranging young man. He's good on the backboard, can block shots, can shoot the jumper, can score on the post. Very versatile.
Hill flying in for the rebound off the missed 3 by Miami. Skip pass into the corner to Leon. Leon's had a good tournament thus far, but he got stripped that time. Newton leading the break.
Nice feed to Newton. Good unselfish basketball.
And how about this? A quick timeout called by Mike White. He was not proud of the way his team got back on defense.
Well, they're trying to do a little bit more full court pressure and try to put a lot of pressure on Miami, but didn't work that time.
Great feed by Brown and the bucket by Newton. Gators out to an early 3-2 lead over in-state rival Miami. Mike Morgan alongside the former All-American, NBA All-Star Brad Daugherty. Brad, we talked about at the top the importance of this game, and really for Florida. This is a team that was on the bubble last year, could not break through. these games in November, they count just as much as the ones in late February, so a great opportunity to win at a conference.
Yeah, it's bottom line. You've got to beat people, and you've got to beat people soundly, and you've got to participate against quality opponents. No more of this fluff schedule stuff, winning 10 games out of conference before the season starts. You play in tournaments like this where you have quality opponents night in and night out, teams that have been NCAA participants in the past. It's nothing but a bonus for your program. So if you can get a couple of wins against those teams, boy, it really helps you come April.
Canyon Barry checks into the game for the first time. He's the Gators' leading scorer and their 6th man as they go inside to Hayes.
March, I should say. April, it's over with after the first week, but once you get to March. Nice pass inside. You see this full court pressure. This is simply because Florida doesn't feel like Miami has the ball handling ability to handle the press, to handle the pressure, and to expose the backside. See what happens in a full court press is the backside's always very weak, but they don't think they can get there.
3 ball by Bruce Brown, the freshman from Boston, Massachusetts.
Nice shot. We talked about his ability to handle the basketball, to facilitate. He can also stroke it, as we see.
Barry.
Good defense. Nowhere to go.
Got cut off by Reed.
Reed locked him down.
Stone, the freshman, still trying to find his way. He just, right now, Brad, does not look like he's sure of himself out there.
Not very comfortable, and that's okay. He's going to continue to grow and learn, and as he participates more and more against these teams that are that match up extremely well, he's finding himself playing against people that are better than he is. So he has to continue to evolve, and Coach White has a lot of confidence in this young man, and he's going to be just fine. Just going to take some time.
They believe he's going to be a really good one. He's at Deerfield Beach, about a 3-hour commute here from Orlando.
If Miami can make some penetration into this, we've seen a couple of good jump shots, but got to establish a little bit of interior play to free up those jump shots.
3 on the shot clock. Lawrence throws up a runner and somehow gets it to drop.
What a tough shot. That was behind the glass. He lofted it up, got it down. That's all that mattered. Come on down, play some defense.
First lead for Miami. Barry again cut off. Barry on a pull-up.
Yeah, this is a game with a lot of speed, and it'll be interesting to see how Barry translates and participates. Kicking the ball over to Lawrence. He's behind the glass, little floater. That's how I used to do him back in the day.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by AdvoCare. To learn more about AdvoCare products, visit advocare.com. And Gildan, every thread counts.
Brad Doherty, Mike Morgan, back with you here from Orlando. 3rd place on the line. Andy Katz is on the horn. Andy.
Well, thank you, guys. I was sitting with Jim Larinaga, the head coach of Miami, during the championship game, and I was asking, what's your identity for this season? He says, first of all, he thinks they can count on their half-court man-to-man defense. We're already seeing a little of that here early in the game. Offensively, though, they still have not established that identity of who's going to be that go-to player necessarily. But who knows? It could end up being Anthony Lawrence, who he told me is sort of his jack-of-all-trades, that he can put in a number of different positions to make sure that he can be productive.
Anthony Lawrence has some pretty good pedigree. Ran into his father before the games. His father and his uncle both played at the University of Miami. His father is a high school coach now as Reed rattles home the 3.
Yeah, I think what Coach Larinaga is trying to establish is good balance. I mean, you want that guy that can drive the train, but you also want those players that complement that guy. And that's hard to find sometimes. You look at these young men, you say, okay, they're all D1 basketball players, McDonald's All-Americans, all this. They all are capable. Why doesn't somebody just step up and do it? Well, it's a chemistry thing. It has to be the right balance, right chemistry, and the pieces, like a puzzle, have to fit together.
I'll tell you one thing, if Miami's going to have an identity, this guy's going to be a big part of it. Jaquan Newton, who was the ACC 6th man of the year last year, he's a starter now.
See, come off of a nice pick there. Takes his time, turns corner, gets hacked on the arm there. Good job.
He impressed me quite a bit, even in the loss against Iowa State. On the penetration, nobody could stay behind him. I mean, he was just blowing by guys.
Yeah, this is a really athletic team, this Miami team, with some long, running, jumping athletes, basketball players. And they're going to be hard to play night in and night out. So it's the fundamentals. They have to establish those and understand the process that Coach Larinaga wants to implement. They're going to be tough. They're always tough every year.
That's a pretty layup there, driving by Kayvon Allen.
Kayvon Allen looks like a defensive back. looks like he could be playing football for the Gators.
Yeah, he's put together. 6'2", about 185 pounds of muscle.
Shoulders and traps, and strong young man. They could have used him last night against Florida State.
If he could throw the football, he'd really help that Gator football team against Florida State. They got a little bit of a quarterback issue right now in Gainesville. Some great football games last night.
Boy, there was.
None better than Ohio State, Michigan.
Man, I don't know what to think about that.
I know what Jim Harbaugh thinks of the officiating.
He wasn't real happy with it, but man, to go double overtime, it's everything that, as a football fan, that we could ask for in that game. It was huge fun to watch.
No question. Of course, we had everything we could ask for in the championship game here in Orlando earlier. Gonzaga defeating Iowa State by 2 points. Iowa State had a last-second three-pointer to win it and just rimmed off. Now Gonzaga wins it for the third time. Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern on ESPN. Number 24 Michigan State and number 6 Duke tie up in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. Coach K 8-1 all time against the Spartans.
It's going to be fun to watch. Hey, you know what I was thinking about? You know who the best team in football is? You know who no one wants to play in college football right now?
I mean, besides Alabama?
Alabama included.
I'll tell you who impressed me again yesterday is Clemson.
Clemson's tough. I'm going to tell you who the most dangerous team in football is right now.
All right, let's see if Hill can convert to Allen. Yes, sir. Give it to me, Brad Doherty.
USC.
I'm with you there.
They're
the best three-loss team in America, that's for sure.
Talented. Ever since they put Darnold in at quarterback. I'm telling you, I know they wish they could go back and play that Alabama game over, the beginning game of the season.
Right.
They are something else. They're a handful.
I like you showing your versatility today.
Man.
Breaking off.
Dory Jackson, I'm telling you, they're tough.
Yeah.
They're tough.
Any NASCAR thoughts?
I think that 47 car is going to be really good next year.
I'm with you on Southern Cal, too. If it was an 8-team playoff and they snuck in, I don't think anybody would want to play the Trojans.
Nobody wants any of that. All right, back to basketball.
Okay, back to round ball.
Good overplay up top there by Egbuno, stopping that basketball.
Miami was on an 11-0 run. The Gators now have closed to within 2. Baseline jumper is good. That's a tough shot by Davon Reed.
And Barry's got to do a little bit better job of shutting him off getting down that lane. Now, he gave him the room to go, which is the right thing to do. You're trying to run him to a double team, but once he got him, Canyon got him all the way down to the corner, he didn't have any help. So you got to close out a little quicker because that's an easy shot for Reed.
Davon Reed, a 3-year captain with this shot.
So he gets right down in the sweet spot right there. And Canyon was closer than I thought he was, but got to get in front of him. Got to get in front of him. It's too close.
Robinson thought about it and picked up the pivot foot. You get away with that move in the NBA, but not so much in college these days.
No, and he saw Egbuno, who posted up strong. He needs to throw that basketball to him. If John's going to post up like that, you throw it to him and let him have a chance at point blank. And that's what caused the travel. He second guessed himself.
That's a great point, because here we sit now nearly 7+ minutes into the action. Egbuno has not fired off a shot yet.
And that makes no sense, because and the reason why it is the team you're playing doesn't have a dominant big guy. So you're just going away from Egbuno. That makes no sense. Throw it into him. See if you get some fouls. He's improved his free throw shooting from last year, almost 12 points. Throw it in there. Let him get fouled. Let him dunk on some people. Let him fire you up. Now they have to respect that. If they don't have to respect it, he's just a shot blocker, and that's all. And he's more than that.
Tough shot in the face of Barry, and they'll whistle Canyon Barry for the foul. And you see the head coach, the Florida Gators, Mike White, in his second year. Big shoes to fill when your predecessor, Billy Donovan, goes to 4 Final Fours and wins 2 national championships. That's not easy, but he did a great job at Louisiana Tech.
Yep.
Former 4-year starter at Ole Miss, and they believe they've got the right fit.
I like his attitude and his demeanor as well. Like he's all business. He's very professional. He demands excellence out of these young men. It's great. He has the makings of becoming, a great basketball coach and mentor. I just like the whole package that comes with Mike White.
Yeah, I think
first class.
Good things when he gets more and more of his players into this system.
Sure.
I think Florida will be back on the rise, and certainly this is a team that could be a tournament team.
Oh, no doubt about it. They could be a tournament team, and it's all processes with coaches. And coaches don't have the opportunity to get their process put in place, they just aren't going to be successful.
Robinson on the stick back.
Barry drives and blows the bunny, but Robinson cleans it up for him. Good to have the teammates back.
Tough pass stolen away by Barry. Off and running on the push to Allen into the corner. Robinson.
Good transition defense.
Allen on a deep three. Yes.
You almost want to give that shot away as opposed to an easy interior shot, but Allen is just he's lethal.
Six points now for Kayvon Allen. Newton in traffic. Oh, that ball looked like it might have been in the cylinder. I thought it was going in.
I did too, but Huell gets up and cleans it up.
Mike White's talking to the officiating crew saying, how in the world was that not a goaltend?
Oh, man.
Allen.
Oh, he just went right by Huell.
And off the hands of Robinson, out of bounds to Miami.
See this nice little pass to the corner. Barry drives, misses the layup. Robinson comes back in, cleans it up, helps his teammate out. Great job. Kicking it around, a little transition basketball. Allen up top, you give it up, but boy, I tell you, he is lethal from that position.
.57 to go here in the first half. It's Miami on top of Florida, 18-16. Mike Morgan with Brad Doherty and Andy Katz. Third place game. Two in-state rivals. And one team's going to walk away with a good feeling, finishing in this tournament 2-1. The other one, not so much at 1-2. Jim Larrañaga, who did a phenomenal job at George Mason, leading him to the Final Four. That was about 10 years ago, 2006. And he's picked up the pace here in Miami as well.
He's done a great job. Outstanding basketball coach. Does a wonderful job getting these young men to participate at such a high level. He graduates his young men. Does a wonderful job. It's a great hire by Miami several seasons ago, and they're lucky to have him, and he continues to bless them with great product on the floor every night. They come, they play hard, they compete. And if you're in the ACC, you just don't want to see them coming because you know they're going to have tremendous athletes, and they're going to be very well coached.
5-on-4 here for the Gators. Into the corner, Barry on a three. Now Miami the other way.
No defense. Oh, good drive, good block. The C's partied on the defense there as everyone was scrambling to find someone. He had a point-blank layup. Jaquan didn't do it.
Yeah, Hayes came out of nowhere to reject it. Then Robinson misfires on an open look. Both teams kind of feeling each other out
they
here.
Are. Miami loves that really high pick and roll, especially in transition, to try to get some freedom on the dribble. And what that does is it's supposed to put pressure on the defense to step up and slow that basketball down, and it lifts players off the bottom. But just not having any luck against Florida.
Reed on a rise and fire.
Tough shot. Tough shot, no rebound.
Allen gobbles it up for Florida. Takes it in the lane. Teardrop. Too strong.
Well, both of these teams need to be careful as it's so much up and down because there's so many tremendous athletes on the floor. The team that decides to settle down and run sets, run offense, it's going to be the team that has most success. You're going to get a better shot than just firing it up.
Running hook shot, no good, but there with the follow is DeJuan Huell, who's a McDonald's All-American and part of this recruiting class, which is the #1 recruiting class in Miami history. Our own Paul Biancardi has them ranked as the #6 class.
Huell's around the glass. We've seen he cleaned up earlier with that putback dunk, and then that putback. Florida's got to do a better job of getting a body on him. He just keeps moving his feet and goes around people. Florida's got to be disciplined.
One thing Jim Larrañaga has really added to Miami as well, the recruiting at an all-time high for the Hurricanes. Nice shot.
Not a bad place to recruit to.
No, you could do worse weather-wise in Coral Gables, that's for sure.
I think I could recruit it with Coral Gables, not even lead off. Pick up the phone and say, you won't come to Miami?
Yeah.
If you don't, good luck.
You can cut your wardrobe in half if you play at Miami.
Wardrobe, man. Pretty people. Great weather. This is phenomenal. Beautiful campus. Great school.
We've talked about Canyon Barry. Father Rick actually played at the University of Miami. Then they disbanded the program and brought it back a couple of decades ago.
Rick, one of the most prolific scorers in the history of the game of basketball, period. good to see him here supporting his son.
8.5 to play, first half. Miami works it around for an open three.
I'll tell you what I don't like about that, Mike, is just, you get a couple of perimeter passes and just take a shot. There's just it doesn't deteriorate the defense at all. It doesn't make them move their feet. It doesn't make them shift. You take that shot that Miami just took, and all of a sudden you'll have a chance to rebound.
There you see Mom and Pops.
Pop looked nervous. Nervous. It's going to be all right. It's going to be just fine.
Mom was a academic All-American as a player at William & Mary.
Boy, she gets wound up.
Yes, she does.
Canyon has to go to the free throw line. She's burying her head, and he doesn't want to look at it. He makes almost all of them. I don't know why she doesn't look.
I know.
Maybe she figures she'll jinx it.
There's a foul down low. It's going to go against Miami.
But what I was talking about with Miami earlier is just not running through that offense efficiently enough. Just a couple passes and that quick shot. That's not what you want. You got to make the defense move. The whole thing about ball movement, the only reason you talk about ball movement in basketball period is because every time you move that ball, the shell of the defense breaks down just a little bit because of the movement. And as more you continue to move, the more passes you can make throughout that offensive possession, the better shots you're going to get.
Foul on Izundu, who just checked into the game. Lawrence to the bench with 2 fouls. And if you just keep the ball on the perimeter, you're really letting the defense not have to work that hard.
They're there, they're set, they're inside. You take a shot, all you got to do is turn around and box out. You're already inside.
Andy Katz.
So you see Izundu in the lineup right now. Now, Jim Larinaga told me before the game that he had sprained his ankle in their game against North Florida. Didn't play in that next game against Penn, and Jim kind of said he probably came back a little too quickly, started the 2 games down here against Stanford and Iowa State. We told you at the top of the broadcast that he did the switch, going smaller with Brown over Izundu, but part of the reason that he didn't start him, in addition to getting someone like Brown on the court, was because of this ankle sprain that's not fully healed.
Andy, good stuff. Izundu, his father from Nigeria initially, and then made his way to Key West, Florida, and somehow they wound up from Key West to the Bronx.
That's a long commute.
Usually it's the other way around, right? You go from the Bronx to Key West,
absolutely.
Not Key West to the Bronx. 7:48 to go. Miami up by a point here at Orlando. AdvoCare Invitational. What a thriller in the championship earlier today. Gonzaga was actually up 18 in the second half before a furious comeback. Burton was unreal. 29 points. He was the MVP of the game. And for Iowa State as a whole, Gonzaga hit a tournament record 13 3-pointers. This was for the win, and you had it in the preseason Big 12 Player of the Year's hands. Monte Morris with a good look from the corner. It rims off, and Gonzaga for the 3rd time wins this event in Orlando.
Coach Pugh said that's why they were here, to win it all, and they played well and developed too. And you see all these teams developing after all this play against just significant competition. So congratulations to Gonzaga and Iowa State. Well, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Now the Bulldogs now 9-0 all time in this event.
Gonzaga Invitational.
That's what it's been, hasn't it? I know that Mark Few doesn't want to put the curse on, so to speak, and certainly they've had more talented individual players that have been NBA talent.
Oh man, yeah.
But together as a complete group, Brad, I don't know if he has had a better team.
I don't think he's had a deeper basketball team he has right now. A deeper team with as much size, and he's got some serious decisions to make as they go throughout the season, but he has great options, and that's the most important thing.
Offensive foul on Florida. You can basically, if you're Gonzaga, game in, game out, you can decide how you're going to win it. You want to beat them on the perimeter shooting threes?
That's
you
right.
want to beat them inside? What do you want to do?
That's right. There's not many teams that have that luxury of being able to dictate the pace of play and not even worry about you. When you get into that position, you're a dangerous team because it's all about how you do as opposed to what your opponents do. And that's where the big teams, the blue blood teams are. They don't care what you do. They're going to do their thing, and you got to adjust to that.
They'll be in the top 10 for sure in the new poll. 2 quality wins in this event for Gonzaga against Florida and Iowa State, 2 teams that seem to be destined for the NCAA tournament as well.
I agree with that, absolutely.
And that's what we love about these events. That's why we always get excited about Feast Week, because you have so many quality programs and the chance to really measure just how good you are.
This has been amazing. It's my first opportunity to work at this tournament. And I've been blown away at the amount of talent, talented teams, and participate in this tournament. This is phenomenal. You come out of here, you know a lot about your program. Win, lose, or draw, you know a lot about the guys you brought here and what's going on and which way you're going.
No question. Andy Katz.
And there's a good chance there could be 5 NCAA tournament teams coming out of here. I mean, Seton Hall is playing Stanford in the 5th place game, and Seton Hall already had that road win at Iowa. They're going to be in a very competitive Big East conference that's got at least 4 to 5, maybe 6 NCAA tournament teams out of that league. And of course, Miami's going to be playing in the ACC, so they're going to have plenty of opportunities for quality wins.
Andy, thank you much.
Yep.
2020 our score, 6:42 and counting in the first half. Mike Morgan, Brad Doherty, Andy Katz here for the 3rd place ball game between the Miami Hurricanes and the Florida Gators, 2 in-state rivals who are not scheduled to play in the regular season. This will be the one meeting they have. Miami's won the last 2, and the Gators desperately trying to get revenge today.
Boy, Egbuno just absolutely dominated that interior. He blocked the shot before this and then was able to alter that shot, and then Stone comes over and gets the block. But give credit to Egbuno for just being, his presence is immense.
Block.
Need to reward him. There you go.
There you go. Egbuno gets it. How about a second attempt?
Sometimes you're big and strong like that, they won't let you, they'll chop on you and beat on you, they won't call a foul. That's all right. Give him another shot. He threw that ball to him a little bit too late. Got to catch him before he can catch it and finish.
You mean you got fouled in the paint during your time?
Man, I got fouled all the time. These officials never called enough fouls.
You still got bruises from all those years.
I'm still bitter about it.
Miami to the free throw line.
Old and bitter. Not a good combination.
That's not something you put on the profile when you're internet dating, is it?
Old and bitter.
Old and bitter.
Other than that.
Other than that, I'm a great catch.
I'm a great catch.
Here's Newton, the ACC 6th Man of the Year a year ago. And Miami up by 2 now with 6 and change to play in the first half.
Florida's really trying to take the air out of the ball for Miami when they get it offensively with a little bit of full court pressure. These transition opportunities have been great for Miami. If they can keep the ball moving, keep it hopping. Because once they get through transition and come back and set up the offense, usually they'll settle for a tough jump shot. Look for the pick high, drive in there. Good mid-range play, but man, you got to really, that steady diet of that will really, it's hard. It's just difficult. I know that's the way they play, but it's difficult.
Live and die by the jumpers, right?
It catches up with you. It really does.
7 for Reed. Stone trying to respond, and finally the freshman. Maybe that'll do some good for his confidence.
That was a confident square up and shoot. Not looking for anything but the basket. A lot of good pressure. Chioza pressure. Good job.
That's one thing Chioza does really well. I mean, they got 2 undersized guards that can suffocate you if you're dribbling the ball against them.
Yeah, Chioza's making him pick up that dribble. Good job.
Chioza, a great baseball player. Infielder that can still pick it.
Yeah, he looks like he could snag some stuff at shortstop, fire it down to first base and get you out. Move those feet very well. Get very low and athletic.
We're not far from where the Atlanta Braves play their spring training baseball games, right next door here at the HP Fieldhouse.
Outstanding move right there by Casey Hill, getting to the basket. Coach wants Casey to really work on handling that basketball, making good decisions. When he makes plays like that, Coach White's very happy.
Point guard play really hurt Florida down the stretch of that loss to Gonzaga.
Yeah, a few too many turnovers. Didn't take good care of the basketball. A couple of decisions that didn't go the correct way.
The first lead for the Gators since 5-2 in the opening minutes of the game. Newton.
Another jump shot.
You're right, they're settling.
They settle for that jump shot, and they make a lot. I give them their due, but boy, that can really get you in trouble. You play a team that can take a little bit of the air out of it, pound it in, and get some looks like this.
Nice take to the rack by Casey Hill.
You can see it coming. Egbuno set an excellent screen. Hill just did the same thing he did last possession. Went straight to the front of the goal. So not only are you shooting jump shots on one end, you're coming to the other end, and you're not defending in the interior very well.
Timeout, Jim Larinaga and Miami with 4:06 to play first half.
Casey Hill's just eating them alive the last 2 possessions, going to the front of that goal, not settling like Miami may be. See, Casey keeps going. Good job. Casey Hill getting to the goal. Nice job. Here comes Hill again. Just cutting through, carving him up. The U is rolling.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's and Viagra.
It'll be another ACC Big Ten Challenge Wednesday at 9:15 Eastern on ESPN. Number 4 North Carolina meets number 3 Indiana. The first time they've clashed since last year's Sweet 16. The Heels won that one 101-86. Great games in that event overall.
They're a good test for the Tar Heels. A lot of people starting to take notice of what North Carolina is doing. I think they were a little underappreciated to start the season, and they're pretty darn good.
Well, I'll admit I underappreciated Joel Berry because I've had a few of his games. I've never seen him play this well.
Yeah, he's playing really aggressive, really asserting himself. I know that's what Coach Williams was wanting from him. So playing against Indiana will be a great matchup opportunity for Tar Heels to see what they're made of, because Indiana's really good.
And Brad and I were talking about prior to this game about how Roy Williams should be championing the new NBA draft rule, because without it, Justin Jackson and Kennedy Meeks would have been gone.
Yeah.
Now they come back, and that's part of the reason that the Tar Heels look like a Final Four contender.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Getting the opportunity for these young men to figure out where their draft status is and not, forfeit their opportunity to have eligibility. I think it's great, and exactly right. He gets those two guys back, and now you have that leadership, which is something that Coach Williams has always coveted. He's always been the type of coach that wants guys that are going to be there and be in the program for 3 or 4 years, as opposed to the one and dones.
Right.
That's changing, unfortunately, good or bad. But now the way is to get the guys who are just the best player you can get.
Well,
there for a year or not.
There's 2 ways to skin a cat, right? You can go for a bunch of one-and-doners, hope they gel quickly. That's what Coach Cal does a lot. You've seen even Coach K do that a lot recently. Or what North Carolina has done more recently, get old. And by that I mean veteran players, some juniors and some seniors that are good players that play exceptionally well together.
Yeah, and fortunately, Coach Williams is just a wonderful basketball coach, and you can be patient and do those things. And with his tenure at North Carolina, he has the luxury of developing young men, which is great.
Hill, bad pass, knocked out of bounds, almost a turnover.
So you take a look at Casey Hill there. As you guys were saying, he's been sort of much maligned at Florida. And Mike White, the head coach of Florida, told me, he just wants him to have so much success because he's been such a loyal foot soldier in this program. He had 7 assists and only two turnovers in that loss to Gonzaga. Played really well, and that's what they want to see going forward.
A couple of close ones missed by Florida. Absolutely right, Andy. And one thing that Mike White will tell you about Casey Hill, he's never had a bad attitude since the moment he got on campus. So it's not a lack of work ethic or demeanor. Egbuno takes some air out of the basketball on that one as Houle, the freshman, has it returned to sender.
Nice post up by Hill. Little step through. Egbuno, great shot block. Says, get that out of here, freshman. What you doing, rookie? Bring that stuff in here.
Egbuno's got a chance to lead the Southeastern Conference in block shots this year.
Great athlete. I wish they would give him a few more touches on the offensive end.
Went right at him this time. Robinson cleans it up for the Gators. Hill whips it into the corner to Robinson.
Keep that ball moving.
Open 3 for Stone. That's a couple of trays now for the freshman.
Keep the ball moving. Yeah, I like Casey Hill's attitude and his commitment to be the best man. He's been criticized some, which is fair and unfair. I mean, the young man obviously has to handle the basketball a lot and make a lot of great decisions. Wow, where'd that come from?
That's what you've been begging for right there.
Go to the basket. Good job. But he's matured, Casey Hill. He's made some great plays tonight. He's going to do a great job this year for him. Got a good feeling.
Robinson, tough shot. Got it.
That was a tough shot. You'll give him that, but man, he made it. A lapse on defense for Florida last possession to give up that easy dunk down the baseline. See if they can dig in a little bit, be more aggressive. Ooh, that's a tough pass. Swing the basketball. Got to get that basketball back to the weak side somehow. Good pass.
They've been listening to you, Brad Doherty.
I like that. Perfect. That's perfect. We'll take that every time. Right in front of the goal.
Ball movement improving for the Canes. Shooting was good for the Gators before that miss by Robinson.
They're starting to fall in love with that jump shot as well. A couple quick passes, quick shot. You don't have position, you don't have anything.
Offensive foul, an illegal screen called on 21, Murphy.
See, nice drive here by Reed. Huell comes through with a nice dunk. Florida doesn't get down. Nobody steps down to the baseline. Nice pass over to the corner. Drops it down. Huell. Nice pass right back. That's just good, solid, fundamentally sound basketball. Right back to Murphy. Murphy passed to him. He passed it right back.
That's more Jim Larrañaga basketball right there.
That's great basketball. That's really good basketball.
Coming up on 1 minute remaining in the first half. Gators up by 2. Allen on a runner. Yes, sir. Friendly bounce.
I'm going to tell you, that was a difficult shot. Miller stepped out. Rodney Miller Jr. stepped out to stop that drive, which was great by the big guy. And as soon as he turned his back, I mean, Allen just followed him right back into that little rabbit hole.
Shake and bake, strong take. And a miss, but a late whistle. A little bailout call there for Davon Reed.
Good job, Reed, putting that basketball for going hard. Did get bailed out, though. Florida could have got some hands up, some bodies moving towards him instead of hands.
Coming up at the half, our Land Rover halftime report, Chris Cotter. And Carol Lawson will have AdvoCare highlights, Gonzaga and Iowa State. If you missed that one, stay tuned for the highlights. It was a thriller. And a preview of the UCLA-Texas A&M Wooden Legacy game. The Southeastern Conference could certainly use another quality out-of-conference win for the Aggies.
Yeah, it'll be great. Another good opportunity anytime you lace them up. Until you can't lace them up anymore. After the first week of April, you got to win every one if you can. We'll play this last shot here. Let's see if Mr. Hill can make a good decision here. Put his team in good position to score the basketball.
3-second differential. Hill kicks it out. Allen on an open 3. Too strong. Barry, 2 seconds, has to fire. Can't find it, and that's how half number 1 will come to a close. Very competitive, and the Gators leading by 4.
Great first half of basketball for both teams. Just a little bit too much out shooting, but that's all right. Everybody will settle in. This second half, it'll be a little bit more lockdown. I think teams will really execute and play hard.
Gator head basketball coach Mike White standing by with our own Andy Katz.
All right, thanks. So, Mike, obviously you guys were at your best against Gonzaga when you were active and aggressive. How would you assess that aspect of the game here in the first half?
Not as active. Our communication intensity levels weren't quite as high. I think it's for both teams, though. It's day 4. You know, we're both teams are a little bit beat up and tired. Miami's very long and athletic. We've got to do a better job defensively of just digging deep and knowing one of us is going home with 2 wins, one of us is going home with 1 win.
So, first couple minutes of the second half, how do you make sure your guys are as active, as intense? Because obviously that flipped on you guys against Gonzaga.
Yeah, a little bit of talking, a little bit of film watching here, challenging in the locker room, and we're going to continue to try to sub pretty liberally, try to keep guys fresh as much as possible.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Andy.
Andy, thanks. Again, our halftime score, Florida 34, Miami 30, here from Orlando.
Land Rover halftime report inside our college basketball studios in Bristol. Chris Cotter alongside Carol Lawson. Championship game of the AdvoCare earlier today. We thought it would be a good one, Gonzaga and Iowa State, and it was. It lived up to the billing, although it certainly didn't appear that way at the start. Gonzaga shot 65% from the floor in the first half. And with this three-pointer right here by Josh Perkins, they built an 18-point lead.
Yeah, it felt like it was going to be a runaway, an absolute runaway. But then here comes Iowa State. We should have known this, Chris. They have a tremendous, talented, experienced team, and Deontay Burton just went off in the second half.
He went off like crazy. He had 29 for the game, the pull-up jumper, drives and misses, but he was ferocious on the boards, 212 rebounds, three-pointer here. He was doing it from everywhere.
You know, you look at this team, and, you know, I thought Gonzaga just kind of succumbed to the run and the emotion of the momentum of Iowa State, but they gathered themselves, and their young bigs were terrific down the stretch, especially defensively.
All right, final sequence of the game, Iowa State down 2, and they can't get a shot off. Can't even get it to go. Monte Morris was late. Horn already sounds, so Gonzaga gets the 2-point win. And when you look at the Zags team now, 6-0 on the year, how How do you see them going forward in terms of the challenge you're going to get in the West Coast Conference? Are they the cream of the crop?
I think they're the favorite. They have tremendous balance on the offensive end of the floor. They have a big man in Shimmick Karnowski, but the team that I think has the best chance to dethrone them is St. Mary's. It seems like we say that every year, Gonzaga and St. Mary's, but you look at St. Mary's, and they've got a guy in Jock Landale that is 20-10 right now, at least to start the season, is doing a terrific job on the interior for Randy Bennett. The other thing I love about them is their backcourt. Their backcourt has some experience. When you look at Joe Rahan, when you look at Emmett Narr, they have a complete team as well. So this will go down to it. But there's another team lurking kind of in the background, and that's BYU. Tremendous amount of talent for BYU. They did suffer a tough loss to Utah Valley over the weekend. Unexpected for them. But Eric Mika in the center, and they've got some terrific guards that can really score. It is going to be wide open, up and down, a lot of points in the West Coast Conference this year.
A lot of fun, and you look at a Gonzaga team, and it just seems like every year we say, yeah, they've lost too much talent from last year, though. They're not going to be able to get to the Final Four this year, but it seems like this year might be another one of those years where they've got the talent and the ability to get there.
They reloaded. Transfer Nigel Williams-Goss, and then you also have some graduate transfers when you look at Jordan Matthews, and so that helps them. That has really helped them to reload their talent, so they not only have new players, they have tremendous experience. So very balanced. Jonathan Williams also on the interior for them as well. I like this Gonzaga team to win the West Coast Conference.
You know, Shimmick Karnowski, big fellow there. You see him crashing the floor. Had a big first half in this game, not so much in the second half, scored only 1 point, but he had 5 assists in the game, too. He's a big man that can pass out of the low post, too, to provide opportunities for his teammates. Later on tonight, we've got another championship game. This in the Wooden Legacy. Texas A&M, the Sweet 16 team from last year, taking on UCLA and their great freshmen, Lonzo Ball, TJ Leaf. But it's an A&M team that lost a lot to graduation last year, but they're going to rely on a couple of young players as well. Let's send it over to Kara at the touchscreen for more on that.
What a great opportunity tonight for Texas A&M against UCLA. If they are going to win, it's going to be because of a big performance by their front court. They have the best front court in the SEC. It doesn't reside in Lexington, Kentucky. It resides in College Station, and it's on the strength of their 2 sophomore forwards. When you look at DJ Hogue right here navigating the ball screen, he's 6'9" as a 3 player. He's got tremendous ability to knock down the shot, incredibly efficient, shooting 50% from the field and from the 3. Here's his advantage. When he goes up, even though you contest the shot, look at DJ Hogue with that size. He's looking here towards the basket. The defender in his contest is down here, and he's able to see where he is shooting the basketball. When he gets into scoring territory, navigating off of ball screens, you can be there as a defender, you can try and contest, but it is not going to bother him. Again, look at that vision and his ability to see the rim. Let's go to Tyler Davis, a traditional center, a rugged body in there that's very difficult to keep off the glass. Shot goes up. What do we see? 4 Virginia Tech players on the defensive end, all trying to get the rebound. There's one Tyler Davis, but who comes down with it? He does. Offensive rebounding, safeguarding your offense and being more efficient. Now let's say you have a perimeter player on him. There's been a switch or there's a mismatch. Here's something I love about what Tyler Davis does. He has a mismatch, has a guard guarding him. He knows where help is going to come. He knows it's going to come early because of that mismatch from the middle of the floor and a little depressed defender from the perimeter. What does he do on the catch? An active, quick move by Tyler Davis away from help on the baseline and a little nifty finish. You look at this Texas A&M team, they've got tremendous size, NBA size in that front court, and they have an opportunity to cap off what would be an incredible weekend for the SEC in the non-conference. You look at what South Carolina did, beating Michigan and beating Syracuse. You look at the opportunity Florida has, and A&M could have a huge feather in their cap by upsetting UCLA tonight.
And Hogan Davis have been a terrific 1-2 punch when you talk about offensive stats, particularly how he got one or the other, pretty much leading the team in every category. Chosha Morales is back, though. They've got a freshman, Robert Williams, who's been outstanding as well. This team has reloaded now for a run. Going to be a fun game to watch. 8:30 tonight, UCLA and Texas A&M for the Wooden Legacy Championship. That's going to wrap it up for Kara and I. Second half from Orlando on the way. Enjoy the rest of the game, folks.
This halftime report is presented by Land Rover, above and beyond. Welcome back to the Land Rover halftime report.
Our halftime score, the Gators up by 4 on Miami. Blockbuster game, Sonic blockbuster games coming up. We've got November the 29th, 9:30 p.m. It's Michigan State taking on Duke as part of the ACC Big Ten Challenge. How about North Carolina and Duke? How about Kentucky and Louisville? That'll be on December the 21st, 7 o'clock on ESPN. Kansas and Kentucky, great rematch. Remember last year that came down to the wire. Kansas pulled it off in Lawrence. This time it'll be at Rupp Arena. And of course, the Tar Heels, the Blue Devils, that'll be on March 4th, 8:15 p.m. on ESPN. That rivalry speaks for itself. And the man to my right knows a thing or two about it.
Absolutely. You notice all those coaches are screaming in that. I'll picture those ones.
34-30 our halftime score. This has been the Landover Halftime Report.
This halftime report is presented by Land Rover, above and beyond.
Welcome back to the AdvoCare Invitational Tournament here at ESPN's Wide World of Sports at Walt Disney World. Gators up by 4 over in-state rival Miami, 34-30. Our halftime score. Mike Morgan, Brad Doherty. And Brad, it was a battle of captains in the first half.
Yeah, Devon Reed did a great job of actually making some tough jump shots. He also took what the defense gave him, but both teams really shot a lot of jumpers, relied on those jump shots. Casey Hill played well, handled the ball well, distributed the ball well, went to the basket when the defense didn't stop him. And I like his attitude. He's not going to give up his dribble and take an unwarranted jump shot. He's going all the way to the goal. So we need to see more of that from both of these teams in order to make it a competitive game going down the stretch.
As Brad mentioned, a lot of jump shots. 14 three-point attempts in that first half. Points off turnovers. The Gators had 11 of them. They played great defense in year number 2 of Mike White. What do the Hurricanes have to do to take the lead back here in the second?
I think Miami just really has to focus on executing their offense. That's the one thing I noticed. They run this high screen and roll every time they come across half court. But it lends itself to these guys just taking really tough jump shots, and you can't. They make that one, but it starts to dwindle because you're not establishing inside play. You're not making the defense move, and the defensive rebounding is very easy. So, got to get inside just a little bit.
Yeah, and that was Brown, but again, Miami as a team only shoots 32% from 3. So,
you know, I like this. I like this. Even though he didn't shoot the basketball, you got to respect it.
Egbuno banging bodies with Murphy down low. Hill has it knocked out of bounds. 3 on the shot clock.
Good defense. Not giving in anything. No foul. Put Hill in a tough spot. He got a good break there. A good defense.
Allen. And a rebound to Newton.
Good play by Allen. Set a nice screen and then slipped out. Just couldn't knock down the shot.
Andy Katz, what did Jim Larinaga have to say?
Well, he told me he liked the way they played the first 6 or 7 minutes when they went small. When they went bigger, they didn't move the ball as well. He also said they can't allow Casey Hill to dribble penetrate the way we saw, and they were really surprised that Keystone scored 9 points. They weren't expecting that at all.
Strong take by Brown right into the body of the shot blocker.
I like that. That's great. Getting into that interior. That softens it up. Now, once you establish that and give them a consistent diet of that jump shot can start to fall freely. It becomes a more diversified offense.
Here's Coach Larinaga in his 6th year now with the Miami program after a great job at George Mason. Trying to make it back to the NCAA tournament.
You really see the energy's down, just like Coach White was talking about for both teams. Florida almost just walking the basketball into the possession.
Long lead pass and knocked away from behind by Robinson.
See, Reed turns there. Brown makes a nice drive. Good job handling that basketball.
You know, they always say it sometimes that the best way to attack a shot blocker is to go right at him. As a guy that blocked a few shots in your days, is there truth to that?
No, I agree. I think the biggest thing about it is, and the game has changed a lot. We all know that, but you still got to get yourself defensively in a position where you can go straight up and protect. Just protect the front of that rim to the best of your ability. I think that's the most important thing. And then offensively, I think you drive right to the guy's chest, create the contact, and see what happens.
A lot of the great shot blockers get so many of their rejections off the ball.
Absolutely, someone else's shot.
Robinson, jab step. Now finds Allen.
See, look at this ball. See where it's going? It's all perimeter passes.
Right.
So somebody's got to drive it. There you go. Nice play. Good job.
That's going to make Brad Doherty very happy right there.
Because you want balance. You want, like I say, a diversified offense that creates problems instead of just pass, shoot. Okay. Casey couldn't turn the corner, but he found the big man down low and gives him a chance. Nice pass right into the middle of the lane. And the great thing about it, is that Buno has worked hard on his free throws. He was a poor free throw shooter last year. He's got his free throw percentages up almost 12, 15 points per game. Percentage points per game. Get him to the free throw line. Give him a chance to make a few.
This was the Achilles heel for Florida last year. In fact, they had 4 players that played significant minutes that were under 54%, and it's tough to win close games with that number.
You're not. You're just going to get lucky every once in a while. You got to make free throws. You need to shoot them. You got to make points while the clock's not moving.
And there's an empty trip for the big man.
Keep throwing it to him. He'll make his share.
Canes on a 7-0 run to start the second half.
Good pass down there to Brown. I like that. Good job.
Woo! Oh, my goodness. Off his pogo stick.
Where'd he come from? They dropped him out of the rafters. My goodness.
He doesn't just block shots. Buno takes his anger out on the basketball.
Wow, what a block. See, that's when you communicate with your teammate. Murphy, right there, can step down. You got a Buno in the air. Drop it to Murphy. Let him finish around the goal.
And just like we were talking about, he came off the ball for the block. His third of the game.
Weak side help.
Another offensive rebound for Miami, almost a turnover. Another strong take, and this time top floor for the rebound is Leon. Ahead to Allen. That's a tough shot.
Tough shot, yeah.
Bit of a force there. Miami trying to make them pay on the other end. Lawrence leaves it off. 3 ball. Short. And another board for Leon. Gators have really come out sleepwalking here in this second half.
Yeah, just their energy's way off. They're just not able to get the intensity ratcheted up to where Coach White wants it. And I say 4 games in 5 days is tough.
Chioza lost it. Canes 3-on-2. All the way to the rack is Newton.
Well, Barry's got to get over there and get in front of him. Get his feet planted in front of him. That's easy. You can't give layups in this level of basketball. That's too easy.
Miami has dominated this opening stanza of the second half, and Mike White has seen enough. He's not going to wait for the media timeout. He burns one here. Gators 0 for 3 from the field and a turnover to start off half number 2.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Lowe's.
Well, whatever Coach Larinaga told his team at the half, bottle it up and use it again. The Hurricanes start off the second half on a 9-0 run.
Did a really good job of being aggressive early and made a couple of good shots. Brown has been outstanding. He has really set the tone for this basketball team. You see why Coach Larinaga inserted him into the lineup early on. Gives him a lot of versatility, a lot of activity. He's got great energy, goes to the front of the basket, knocks down jump shots. They've just been really explosive, and it looks like Florida's a step slow right now.
Yeah, the Gators really sleepwalking through that opening stanza. Mike White sensing that, calling a timeout. See if they can get it going on offense. Barry on a backdoor cut draws a foul away from the ball.
Looks like he's foul on Barry going backdoor. They've got it impeded.
And that'll bring us to the media timeout. 15:33 to go. Gator ball. They trail it by 5. Third place game here at Orlando. Florida was up in the first half. Miami dominating here in half number 2, 39-34. He is Brad Doherty. I am Mike Morgan. Great to be with you. Final day of Feast Week. It's been a fun ride. And it's the final day for these kids, Brad. Yeah. This is their 3rd game in 4 days, and maybe you're seeing a little bit of that hangover effect.
It really, and this is where toughness kicks in. When you talk about toughness in basketball, it's mentally being tough, and that's what we see right here today with Florida. Just a little bit. It's not the physical thing. These are young people. They can play basketball all week long at a high level, but mentally making the mistakes, being careless, being sloppy, those types of things start to overtake you after you get a little bit tired. So. Coach White's addressed that, and he mentioned it at halftime. He needs to see a little bit more assertion and aggressiveness, and he's talking about executing. He wants to see energy and execution.
Andy Katz has not hit a wall. Andy, what do you have?
Well, I'll tell you, the selection committee won't care about that. They're not going to say, oh, you know, too bad, that was their 3rd game in 4 days. They're going to look at this as a result, win or lose against Miami. And let's face it, Florida will not have as many opportunities as Miami will in the ACC. Florida in the SEC. Now, they still play Duke in New York City. They're going to play at Florida State, but they need games like this to win. And by the way, one other keynote, Mike White's father, Kevin White, the Duke AD, is on the selection committee, and they just put in a rule this season that not only does he have to leave the room when Duke's on the board, he also has to leave the room when Florida's on the board because his son is the head coach.
Oh, wow.
That's an excellent point. Wow. And probably fair when you think about it. As Barry misfires on the short jumper, and Andy's absolutely right. I mean, we're sitting here and we're parsing teams and stats and numbers. Nobody's going to care how tired anybody was. All they're going to look at is win or loss.
Bottom line,
and
absolutely.
The Gators could use a win like this. The entire SEC could use out-of-conference quality wins in November, December.
We stated that before the game. This is an important game for both teams, but I think even more important so for Florida because, you know, in that SEC, they have to establish that they're capable, and they're going to play, you know, Kentucky, and you know, they really need quality wins on their resume. If they can go in and beat a Kentucky or have a great game against Kentucky with a quality win from this tournament, as well as other opportunities, that speaks volumes.
SEC is getting a little bit of a spike from perhaps a unexpected team. South Carolina under Frank Martin with wins over Michigan and Syracuse in just a couple of days span. Those are huge for the entire league.
Yeah, so Frank Martin's basketball team never surprised me. Well-coached, aggressive, physical teams, get after you.
Stone will go to the free throw line for a pair. Good offensive rebound by the freshman.
They just can't get it to go down all of a sudden. They having a tough time scoring the basketball. Got to really focus, get some good clean screens, cut off effectively, take that extra push and step to get yourself past the player.
We have played more than 5 minutes in the second half. Florida is looking for its first point, and there it is at the free throw line by Keith Stone.
Wow. Wouldn't think that with the shooting ability they've got on this basketball team.
They had a gut-wrenching game against Gonzaga on Friday, Friday it was. They were up by 11 at one point.
Yep.
And they wound up losing it towards the end.
Zags just wore them down. They went cold, and the Zags just kept coming, kept plotting.
Zaga winning this event earlier, a 2-point victory over Iowa State in the championship game. 3rd time that Mark Few has won this event here in Orlando. Shot clock down to 5. A runner in the face of Stone, and a beautiful shot by Bruce Brown, playing very well.
Bruce can get his shot. He is one of the guys on the floor that can make something happen. And I like it because he doesn't settle. I like where he puts himself at the end of his play, and it's usually pretty close to the basket.
Chioza can't respond. Somehow got the rebound. And back out to Barry. Florida just looks out of sync right now.
They really do. They really do. A little lethargic in their execution.
Chioza. Not sure if that's the shot that you want.
So settle. You just settle. You settle for that, and then you don't have rebound position, and got to get back on defense.
Newton, no. Pinball action out of bounds to Florida.
I think Newton got hit on the arm there. Looks like he got fouled to me.
So many quality teams this year in the ACC. It's going to be hard to figure out where exactly Miami stacks up. You can be a really good team and really be humbled in a hurry in that league.
Yeah, there's the tremendous depth in the league. I mean, look at Louisville. I mean, there were some people thinking Louisville could possibly win a national championship this year. They've taken it on the chin a couple times. So it's going to be interesting, that ACC night in, night out. Hopefully they don't beat up on each other too bad and have a little bit left for the tournament.
Casey Hill will go to the free throw line. Florida this half, 0 for 8 from the field. Gators have missed 10 consecutive shots.
A lot of body there, but I don't know if it was a foul. You know, I know it sounds crazy because it looked like, but there was a little bit of separation there. And, looked to me like Murphy had enough room to, didn't really get him. Got him on the initial dribble, but not on the shot, but that's all right. Officials can't get them all. They've done a good job this week. I'm usually pretty hard on them. They've done a great job.
That's old and bitter Brad Doherty coming out once again.
Cynical, pessimistic.
Oh, man.
They continue with this full court pressure, though. They don't think that Miami can handle the basketball well enough. And they're trying to take a little air out of the game. You get down to this end, now you got to defend and stop people.
Under 13 minutes to play. Lawrence had his pocket picked by Hill. Stone gives it back to him, and Hill knows how to finish.
Good job by Casey Hill. Great defense, great effort. Finally made a bucket.
First field goal for the Gators in over 8 minutes.
Wow. Did what was asked, so you got to play that defense in the half court. They locked down, did that. Very active feet and hands. Now you got to talk on these screens. If Miami can get that ball in the post. I like it down at the Hill. He's nice spin move.
Ewell on Barry with a hand in his face, and they're flying in for the rebound as Igbuno.
Good defense by Barry.
Chioza weaving.
Oh, throw it in there. There you go.
He wants it.
Perfect.
Goes to work. Yep. There's that hook shot, and he left it short. Rebound of Stone.
Keeping around that front of that goal. Now they're playing. That's what they need.
13 points now for Keith Stone.
Keep tossing that thing inside.
Timeout, Miami.
Good job right here for Casey Hill, anticipating that dribble, getting out in the fast break. Makes a good decision, finishes strong. And then they come back, throw it down, give Igbuno a chance at the basketball, which they need more and more and more of that. Keep pounding that ball inside. We got a tie ball game. Don't go anywhere.
Boy, you think you've proven yourself? Nah, man, it's still early. Miles and Company. This is Cameron, where it's hard to get any crazier. And Duke, this may be your house, but these guys mean business. Michigan State, Duke, get ready for a blockbuster. Tuesday.
We're tied 41-all here in the third place game at the HP Pavilion of the AdvoCare Invitational. And Jim Larinaga, the Miami head coach, told me at halftime they were surprised that Keystone could score. Well, I can tell you Florida is not surprised by this result because he is a scorer. The big surprise, though, is the fact that he's changed his body. According to Florida, he lost 15 pounds of fat and then put it back into his body as 15 pounds of muscle. Very quiet kid who really was a scorer, and they expected him to be so, but it just took a little bit of time to get it out of him, and we're seeing it on display here this afternoon.
Certainly are, Andy. 13 points and 7 rebounds for the freshman, who has really sparked this run by the Gators to get it back to a tie ball game.
He's been outstanding. Missed his first shot and then turned right around and made a couple and got his confidence and has played well. Done a good job for the freshman. Got a bright future at Florida.
Looks like the Gators going to go with a little zone here.
Trying to force some jump shots, force them back to taking jump shots. Exactly, they got what they wanted, but they didn't box out.
Bruce Brown slithering in there at 6'5".
Can't let that happen. You got the shot you wanted. You got the out shot. Put the pressure on them. You're on the interior. Turn around, find someone, get after it, and box them out. Let that ball hit the floor. You've got the advantage when you're on the inside.
Igbuno isolated on Murphy.
Oh,
and an offensive foul.
Yeah, he gave him a forearm shiver. He needs to go ahead and step into that lane. He jumps so high and so strong. Big guy like that, you catch that basketball, just catch that basketball. All right, good defense. But man, he doesn't have to meet that pressure. The defender already had the forearm into him. Just step through it. Turn those big shoulders and shoot that hook shot.
And you're going to feel it when Igbuno makes a move like that. Such a strong player. Third foul. He'll have a little pine time here. How about the hardest player that ever hit you in the paint?
Whew. The guy who hit me the hardest, believe it or not, was the guy Mark Eaton.
Oh, yeah. He was a mountain of a man.
Gracious, and he just had no idea. I mean, he was so big, so strong, 340 pounds. He just, what he turned into you, it was like running into a wall. And Shaq was very athletic, though, could move that body, but Mark was just big and solid.
Inside.
Brown again around that basket. This young man is special, I'm telling you. He's going to bring some great minutes to this Miami basketball team because he gets to the front of that goal and he can get his own shot. Looks like he hurt himself here a bit.
Part of the highest rated recruiting class in Miami history. Bruce Brown really looking good here thus far tonight. Another rebound for Stone. He's gobbled up 8 of them.
Bruce Brown's just such a good athlete. He doesn't have to force anything. Even when he gets into the collapses of the defense, he can elevate and move and take an off-balance shot that's close. You don't mind that. You mind a fade away from 15 feet there. Okay, where we going? We're going to get inside here. We've got a lot of passing, the ball on the perimeter. Okay, Robinson drives into the lane. Perfect.
At the buzzer.
Perfect. That defense looks like it's there. It's not there. Maybe a hand's there, but that's it. Get deep.
Robinson with 8. We're tied again. Again, Egbuno on the bench right now, so Florida having to play small.
Yeah, Florida's going to have to talk, communicate, help. Be smart. Stop that dribble. There you go. Stop the dribble.
Shot clock down to 6. A little bit of a force.
Good job, nowhere to go. Defense stepped in and helped. Got by Stone, and the defender stepped up and helped his teammate.
Hill full throttle. Gets it to go in traffic.
You shouldn't be able to run through 4 guys and make that shot. Someone's got to commit to stopping the basketball when Casey Hill's running full steam like that. Good job by Hill, though. If they're not going to stop it, go to the goal just like every time. And he did in the first half.
That's what Newton does as well. Not that time, though, and Hayes picks up the board.
All of a sudden, Florida's right back in this ball game, taking the lead, actually, on good plays around the rim. Robinson stepped in the lane, and Casey Hill driving. I like him driving better than I do shooting that jumper. Because when he drives, you have to respect it because he will shoot it. He'll get to the front of the goal, talking about Hill. He pulls out, takes that jump shot, it bails you out.
3 ball off the mark, and there's Allen on a weak side rebound.
Need more from Allen. He's a little quiet right now. Good pass. Nice job. Good find by Allen. On cue.
Allen to Robinson. He's got 10, and the Gator lead is back up to 4.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Stone. Most of the time, your freshmen make a lot of mistakes, especially defensively. They turn their heads. They're not quite as disciplined, not as fundamentally sound, but Stone has got a good, solid game. There's Brown around the basket. I mean, he can just, it doesn't matter what position he's in. He can make a shot. He's got great elevation, great body control. And like I said before, it doesn't matter if he's off balance or leaning away because he's shooting the ball from 4 to 6 feet every time.
6'5", 190-pound freshman out of Boston, Massachusetts. Bruce Brown showing up big time here in Orlando.
Like his game.
And a foul down low away from the ball. That'll be against Miami. They got Lawrence.
Yeah, Anthony Lawrence looks like he got a little bit of a collision foul called on him there.
And that's 4 fouls now on Anthony Lawrence. And Egbuno back on the floor with 3 fouls for Florida.
Let's see how much this changed now. With Egbuno on the floor, they had a good up and down transition game going, a little flow. Let's see if they can keep that up or if it stymies it. And if it does slow it down, do they take advantage of him being on the floor?
Leon probes the left side, takes it all the way.
Nice drive. No one came over to help at all. Just no help around the basket for Miami. Initial defender steps up and gets beat, and no one helps. But it always helps when you have a guy like Egbuno back there or someone who's willing to come over and put a body on you.
No whistle. Newton.
Robinson really moved his feet well to get in front of Brown.
And a reach-in foul on Leon with 7 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Second team foul on Florida, 7:24 to go.
Robinson all the way to the basket. The seas parted, and he stepped right into the water. Like we got Florida.
7:24 to go. Don't forget, next Sunday, do not miss our 4-hour special, the College Football Playoff Selection Show. It is time, and it starts at noon Eastern on ESPN. Exclusively, we will reveal the semifinal matchups in the Chick-fil-A Bowl and the PlayStation Fiesta Bowl, plus the New Year's Six. And yes, it will be streaming live on the ESPN app. Any thoughts on that one, Mr. Doherty?
No.
Okay, fair enough. I know what you do have. I know what you're waiting.
Stay away from them, but go ahead.
Washington, if they hold on to win the Pac-12, I have to believe they're in. I know some people will disagree with that, but I know what you're really all about is the 104th installment of the Grey Cup, which will follow us here on ESPN.
Absolutely, established in 1909. You didn't think I knew that, did you?
I did not, no.
Absolutely, the Grey Cup.
I've always said when Calgary and Ottawa meet on the gridiron, you can throw away the record books.
I agree with this.
Yes.
This is true. But actually, going back to college football, I was thinking about it. Nick Saban. Oh, nice play by Florida. I'm so glad Tom Herman went to Texas. He didn't want to go to LSU.
No, you and I talked about that.
He made the right move.
The reports were coming out on Thanksgiving. You and I were on the air, and there were reports that LSU was the front runner.
No, that would have been a bad decision. Man, Nick Saban's bad for the economy in the Southeast. He gets people fired, man.
Inside a bucket by the freshman Huell.
You lose a job if you got to coach against him.
Going to be Ed Orgeron in Baton Rouge instead.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm happy for Coach Orgeron. He's done a great job. Get in there, change the culture, get his guys.
Robinson can't get the bounce. Sandy Katz.
Yeah, I was over by the Miami huddle, and, they were back to having trouble scoring. But you just saw that bucket. But they want to get back to being sort of doing the easier things and not making everything so difficult. Defensively, they were getting beat off the dribble again, sort of what happened at the beginning of this game.
Newton draws the contact on the penetration. What we've seen with these two teams, and you see this a good deal in college basketball, sometimes no matter how athletic you are, there are teams that go into scoring droughts in college hoops, and we've seen a big one from Florida to start the half, and now a big one from Miami ever since.
Yeah, the only team here this weekend we haven't seen it from is Gonzaga, because they've got such an anchor. They got anchors inside that they can throw that ball in there and make something happen. But yeah, and the game has kind of evolved that. It's a jump shooting game, more of a space game. But you're going to have huge droughts when you do that sometimes, just because the ball doesn't go down. The defenses are really good in college basketball today. So you got to be smart. You got to execute. I talk about it all the time, but it's important. You got to set good screens, throw good passes, take care of the ball, and up your quality opportunity.
Newton threw a great pass there. Was not finished, though. Stone has been the go-to guy for the Gators. How about the freshman with 15?
Good job by Stone. Didn't give up his spot. Continued to work. Very impressive.
This has been a coming out party for the young man out of Deerfield Beach.
Very impressive. Here's that pick and roll high. They love to pick and roll high and try to run someone off and get a jump shot.
That's a carry on Jaquan Newton.
Stone has just done an excellent job. Look at this. Throws the ball down low, gets bodied up, but doesn't give up and wills the basketball in. I like the find, too. Come right down, throw it inside. Find someone on that block to make that defense have to respect it.
How about this for a number on Stone? He had 6 points in the first 6 games. He's got 15 in this one tonight, and Miami careless with the basketball. They get it back.
Stone almost had a great steal.
Stone does get a steal.
Good job by Mr. Stone. He's flat getting after it.
Allen on the take. Reed checked it out of bounds.
Take it with you, little fella. But how about Stone? How about this is a freshman? All right, he's the only person I've seen hit the floor today. Look at this. He's going after that basketball, giving his team a better chance, a better opportunity. I want him on my team. I want Stone on my team. He's going to do that, because I'm not going to do that. I want him on my team.
A little bit of a harder fall when a 7-footer hits the deck.
Oh, yeah, it's like lumber falling. Good pass. Finish it, big fella. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Keep throwing it to him. He knows what to do with it.
That is the first basket of the game for Igbunu in Florida. Out to their largest lead of the night, 8 points.
Yes, sir. Igbunu, throw it down there to him. He's gonna make something happen. I like that. They go inside the Stone. They go inside the Igbunu. Give these guys a chance at point blank, and now that defense has to make a decision. You can't just run around and run off perimeter screens and hope you get a chance to stop the basketball. You got to commit yourself to stop this. Chioza comes off. Look at that. Big post up. House it, big fella. Absolutely. That's really good, solid basketball. They're taking advantage of their strengths. And when you do that, Everything else falls into place. Now Miami has to make some serious decisions. Who's going to guard this guy? First of all, they're going to double team, or they're going to drop somebody back. If Stone posts up, what do you do with him? He's tough one-on-one. Now you've got them thinking about how to guard you. That frees up Allen. That frees up Casey Hill. That frees up Chiozza to make those out shots because there's no defensive hand in their face.
Gators getting points in the paint. Offense is going strong. They'll be going strong tonight on SportsCenter. College hoops and plenty more. SportsCenter at night with John Buchek-Ross. SportsCenter at night also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. They no doubt will be talking some college football, NFL as well. That's tonight at 10:30 on ESPN. He is Brad Doherty, the former All-American and NBA All-Star. I'm Mike Morgan. Andy Katz with us here in Orlando, the 11th annual AdvoCare Invitational. This is not your average third-place game. Got a great matchup, 2 Power 5 conferences, 2 teams with no love lost for one another from the Sunshine State, and a resume builder for somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. And heck of a matchup. I had one of the NBA scouts I was talking to earlier said he cannot wait to watch this basketball game. There's some talented individuals on the floor, and he wants to see what they can do on this, third game in 4 days, just to see how they react for potentially getting to the next level. So NBA scouts in the house, from the Pacers, the Cavs, and a lot of interest in these young men.
Reed on a stop and pop. That's a big bucket for Miami.
Good job of Reed stepping into that hole. It was open, wide open. So, bad on Florida, not being prepared to come out after that break and keep the intensity up, keep the pressure on. Keep that pressure on Florida, on Miami. You got them right where you want. Don't give them easy shots.
Stone's been the go-to guy. Crosses over in the lane.
Yep.
And out of bounds off the freshman.
Yep. Try to make too much happen, but that's all right. We'll take that. The guy who's diving on the floor, making things happen, we'll take that.
Coming up on the 4-minute mark. Gators up by 6, Miami basketball.
If Miami can get that jump shot. Reed stepping back into that gap. Good job. Quick pass, good defense by Stone. Yes, sir. Tell you what, this freshman is blossoming before our eyes, huh?
And a friendly bounce for Jaquan Newton.
Good shot by Jaquan. Florida got lucky because they didn't have anyone on the backboard, and Miami had crashed the boards on them. They had the offensive board covered.
Chiozza and Hill, both point guards on the floor at the same time right now for Florida.
Okay, so you pass the ball around the perimeter. Where's an entry pass at? You got to find an entry situation. You're not going to just run past these guys on the perimeter.
Hill.
Good job.
Draws a reach-in foul with 2 on the shot clock. It comes down to the final 3 minutes and 18 seconds. Gators and Hurricanes in a 4-point game.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by AdvoCare. To learn more about AdvoCare products, visit AdvoCare.com. An ESPN Wide World of Sports complex at Walt Disney World Resort. The ultimate sports experience for athletes, families, coaches, and fans.
21 all in the second half. The Florida Gators started off slowly in this half, but now have caught fire and lead it by 4, 55-51. Mike Morgan, Brad Doherty. The story for the Gators has been the freshman Keith Stone.
6'8", 240-pound freshman has showed a variety of moves. An aggressive attitude. He's earning a lot of playing time going forward into this season for Coach Mike White. He's got a nose for being around the basket. He doesn't give up on plays, and he's been big on the defensive end as well. So this has done a great job.
Andy Katz.
I was looking over my notes from talking to Mike White before we came down here, and one thing he said to me was, if Casey Hill has a great weekend, then we're going to have a great weekend. And you look at his stats today here in the third-place game, 12 points, 2 assists, 1 turnover. He obviously had a very good game against Gonzaga. They weren't able to hold off the Zags in the second half, but he has had a very good weekend for the Gators.
Yeah.
That's a great point. And I think the biggest number, Andy, is the lack of turnovers, because that's been his problem.
And that's been his problem, and it's going to come with the position. So that's it's important. He has to make good decisions because it's pertinent to them being successful, him not turning the basketball over or taking a bad shot. And he's done a great job today. Casey's played really good basketball games, been very solid, showed great leadership, and has done a good job. So he needs to be excited getting ready to go into tournament play here in a few weeks, because I think his leadership skills have developed and he's matured and turned into the player Coach White wants him to be.
At some point in the game of college basketball, you got to have some quality point guard
Yes, sir!
play, and there
Nice
it
play.
comes.
There, right on cue. Good job, Casey Hill. Throw it up, let that big fella go get it. No one else can go up there with it.
Egbunu starting to ignite here in the second half. An 8-point lead for the Gators.
Right. Let it be known you got to guard him. You got to pay attention to him. He's not just a shot blocker. Talking about Egbunu. And Casey Hill makes him a better player by distributing the ball to him.
Shot was altered.
Yeah,
Egbunu with another block.
Yes.
Newton silky smooth on the jumper. 4 blocks, by the way, for Egbunu.
That's 3 games in a row, right?
We might be looking at an
3 games in a
AdvoCare
row.
Invitational record.
12 blocks in 3 games. Man, that's outstanding. Pick and roll up high. Nowhere to go. Still got 9 seconds on the clock. Let's get a good shot.
Hill.
He's dribbled a little too much. He's put him in a bad position.
Egbunu's got a fire.
Wow!
Shot
Good
clock
job by
winding
Egbuno.
down.
Outstanding job.
How did he sneak that one through?
I have no idea. That's just the Miami players a little bit timid to block him under and seal him under the basket because he's so explosive.
A reach-in foul on Hill, only the 4th team foul on Florida with 1:18 remaining.
Don't foul. You don't want to stop the clock. Give them an opportunity to reset or shoot free throws, make points when the clock's not moving. Miami's going to be a little bit rushed. Make them take a tough shot.
Newton.
Oh, Egbuno found him. Got by him. Egbuno's got to stay in front of him.
Foul was on the pass. It's team foul number 5 now.
He's straight up, but being straight up allowed Reed to go right around him.
That's the 4th foul rather on John Egbunu. But he is ignited. Casey Hill has, and the steady influence of the freshman Keith Stone has been the difference.
Yeah, this is going to be a formidable team in the SEC. No doubt about it.
This would certainly be a quality win against a team that made it to the Sweet 16 a year ago in Miami. Second opportunity. Brown to Newton.
Good defense by Florida, giving nothing.
Newton on a 3. A rebound, Hayes. And a foul on Miami.
Good job. Good job. Excellent defense in the waning seconds. Good rebound.
You know, you go back to the second half to start. Miami goes on a 9-0 run. Florida looks lifeless.
Yep.
And Mike White could have waited for the media timeout. He said, I've seen enough. I'm calling it now.
Yep.
And since then, Florida has been a different basketball team.
They really have, and he's used a couple different lineups. And the thing that I like, the consistency, though, has been the freshman Stone he's had in the basketball game. Casey Hill has made some great decisions and put his teammates in great positions. He's just done a great job.
Not surprisingly, our AdvoCare player of the game is the freshman Keith Stone. 15 points, 8 rebounds, a block, a steal, great defense. He hit the deck, which I know made Brad Doherty very happy.
Can't ask for more from a freshman. Played a well of a basketball game. Been very, very critical to their success today.
Desperation 3, got it. That keeps Miami alive. 7-point game. That was almost a 5-second count. It said Miami fouls. You really didn't need to.
Bailed him out there, yeah.
By the way, since that timeout I alluded to, Florida is plus 15 from that point on.
Yep. Yep.
Tuesday at 9:30 Eastern time on ESPN. Don't forget number 24, Michigan State, number 6, Duke. They'll tie up in the ACC Big Ten Challenge. You can also catch it streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. The Spartans' only win in the last 9 meetings was the 2005 Sweet 16 matchup.
Duke's been thumping them pretty regularly. And Spartans are coming in not off to a rocky start. It's going to be a tough time to face Duke. So hopefully because it is Duke, they'll step their game up a notch and play very well.
I heard Andy Katz allude to the fact Duke will still be shorthanded on that one.
Yeah.
9-point game. Miami electing not to foul. The Hurricanes are going to let the clock go out. It appears the Gators will finish here in Orlando, 2-1, a quality win against a good Miami team. And a timeout call by Mike White here with 10 seconds remaining, just in case. But again, to go back to our point at the top, this was a big game for both teams, Brad.
Yeah.
It's not just the rivalry. Obviously, that speaks for itself. Miami had won the last two against their in-state rivals, but these games mean so much come March time with the committee. If you're Florida, a close loss to Gonzaga, which looks like a top 10 team for sure, and Miami, a very quality win.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what it's all about. You know, it used to be you'd play in these games, you'd play early on in the season, and you didn't. There's Matt Doherty there. You'd play early in the season, and you'd play 10 games, non-conference games, and you just beat up on these guys. Then you get in the conference, and your record would look good for a little while. Well, now that's changed. You got to go play people. And these guys are playing top-notch talent, and for everyone in this tournament here this weekend, you had an opportunity to add a star to your resume. So it's been fun. It's been absolutely great basketball.
It has been a lot of fun. A great field, 3 teams that made it to the Sweet 16, and I have a feeling a couple of these teams that we've seen in Orlando this week will be back in the Sweet 16 and maybe beyond.
I agree with you 100%.
Gonzaga takes the championship for the 3rd time. The Florida Gators will finish in 3rd place with a 65-56 win over the Miami Hurricanes. Florida now 6-1 on the season. Brad Doherty, some final thoughts.
Well, just been fun. Been great games all weekend long, and it's been fun to watch these guys come out. You see some young people like Keystone develop into the players that they're going to become when the season comes around. Both of these teams can take something from this in the win and in the loss. So it's been great. Been fun working with you. Did an outstanding job, partner.
Man, I can't thank you enough.
Absolutely.
A lot of fun working with you.
Made my job easy, man. Made me look good. That's hard to do.
It's easier than you think, Brad. I appreciate that. A 9-point win for Florida, and standing by with the winning coach is Andy Katz.
All right, thank you. Joined now by Mike White. So, Mike, where did that energy come from? Because it was lacking in different spurts throughout the course of this game.
It was. Everybody's tired. Both teams were tired. We've played a lot on the road, as you know, Andy. We hadn't played a game in the O-Dome yet. We look forward to that. Still have a few more on the road. Guys, they mustered it up when they needed to, especially defensively, rallied together. Had a couple different guys step up than had stepped up to this point. So just really proud of the physical effort, showed some mental toughness. Older guys showed a little bit of leadership, beat a good ACC program. Feels good to go home with the W, of course.
Yeah, 2 wins out of the 3 games here. Keystone, obviously a highly productive player today. What are the chances that can continue?
I think very good. We talked about it with our local media a bunch. Keith had a couple of inner squads where he was really, really good, and it's just because of our schedule. We've played a very demanding schedule to this point, and he hasn't had just a bunch of opportunity. Hopefully today will allow him to settle in moving forward.
So you get back in the O-Dome on December 21st. Still got the game against Duke and Madison Square Garden. You got to go Florida State on the road.
Florida.
Yes. After this week, what's this team's identity?
I think we're pretty selfless. We've matured a bunch from a year ago. We're just a little bit older, more together. I think this we got a chance to be pretty good, but we still have a ways to go.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Andy.
Good stuff, Andy, and great matchups coming up, including Duke. I'll be in Tallahassee when the Gators take on the Seminoles. That'll be a quality game as well for the Gators out of conference. Well, if you stick around here on ESPN, you'll be watching the Grey Cup with Brad Doherty. I know that much.
109th run of the 109th venue of the game, the 138th, I'm sorry.
For the rest of you, it's Seton Hall, Stanford at 7 p.m. on ESPN. More great college hoops here on our family of networks. For Brad Doherty and Andy Katz, this is Mike Morgan saying so long from Orlando. Brendan Fitzgerald and Dino Gaudio are going to take it from here in studio.